Hey guys, how's it going? Ghosty Rich here today, and today we're going to be popping the door card off of this Honda Odyssey. We need to go ahead and check the door actuator as it's not, well, actuating. So let's go ahead and we're just going to come in here. You'll see that there is a little kind of tab right here. You need to pop this little door out, and usually you'll do it just with a plastic panel popper. We'll see if I can get it. Ta-da! So as you can see, it's really fun to get that one. Go ahead, pull the two Phillips out in here. Grab right here, pull firmly. You'll see that little clip there. Put it off to the side. So right here, I figured it's best to show you how these clips are. This would be seated in here. I've literally just started to work it up, and you're gonna have to continue to work it up. But those clips, depending on how old this is, are going to be nice and seized in there pretty well. So again, it just pops straight up. Work it out carefully with plastic panel poppers. If you do use metal, you will put tons of pivots and whatnot inside the metal because it's just aluminum. You will damage it. And then from there, you just squeeze the tab and pull it out, squeeze the tab and pull it out. If you look right in here, there's one hidden Phillips after you pop that out. So make sure you pop that hidden Phillips out. Plastic panel popper, get it started, go all the way around, and you're just popping, and then just like that, get it all free on both sides, and then we'll just slip it up and off. So for this piece, you just pop it up like so, and then that comes out like that. So right here, just compress this green, slide it out. It's literally just another compression tab. From here, all we need to do is pop this one out of here, and it's as easy as, actually, sorry, right here. Swing this one out and down. So just like that. This will be pinched in here, slide it out and down. The door card is now free. Put this off to the side. For this, we're gonna pull it back. You need to be careful with it, but do not get this black stuff if it's still wet. In my case, it's not. It's dried up. We'll probably just use some Velcro double-sided sticky after, but you don't want to get this on your clothing if it's wet. The reason why, if you do, what'll end up happening is it sticks and it'll never come out. We call it tar. But yeah, other than that, feels like the door lock actuator is right here, so we're just going to be pulling out this Phillips screw right here. This guy will be right here. Compress the two tabs, wiggle it. You'll have two more of those compression tabs just like these ones. You squeeze it, you pull it out. If you have a pair of the connector disconnects, it makes it a little easier. Again, just compress the tabs, pull them out, put this off to the side, and let's work on getting the actuator out. The way, if you're looking at the speaker rather than the actuator, it's right here. And the door window module should be under this side. And again, you can pull that out. Make sure your window's up when you pull that module out, otherwise it'll be hidden usually behind the glass, and good luck. Go ahead, pull this guy and pull this guy, and then that way we can maneuver this piece of plastic. Pull out the 10 mil right here. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Pull out the window rail. It slips up inside. From there, inside the door, you're not gonna be able to see it. You'll feel that metal rod that's coming up right here. If you follow your finger up the metal rod, just like that door handle release right here, you'll see another white clip. You flip it off and then slide the metal piece out. That way you can bring the actuator out. Look through this hole, you'll see one more of those white tabs you have to use a hook pick with, and you flip it over so you can slide the rail out. When you go to put it on, you'll have to use a flat blade and flick it back on. These screws right here impact with lots of pressure on the back end to pull those out, especially if they've been sitting there. And make sure you use like a P3. You do not want to use a P2, otherwise you will strip those screws out. The one that's over here is that one. Again, you just pop that little white clip off. Again, there's that one right there. It might get stuck in there, so you might have to use the plastic panel popper to slowly pop it out. Then it'll slip out like so. Take the Phillips screw off of here, and then take the Phillips screw off the ones underneath so we can release the actuator. Make sure you pull all the tape off. There's a total of 1, 2, 3 little silver screws after you take the tape off of that panel. Then it's just that one Phillips right there to slide this out. Once you get in this far, you'll notice that there's that little release tab here and a little release tab there. Make sure you use a hook pick on each side so you can slide it out. Make sure this piece is on. The foot kind of goes on an angle like so that way it just barely clears. That way you know it's going to kick up on the actuator. bring this, as you're holding this plate, back into here. This kind of comes in on an angle and slips on right there. Make sure that lines up there. This needs to seal up on the actuator, and this slips into here. After you have this all lined up, go ahead and put your Phillips back in. Once you've put that screw in, take your finger, slide it in behind this white plate, and make sure these two tabs click back in. Once they do, you can slip that over like so. And we're actually gonna make sure this is gonna actuate before we're done. If you want to, though, quickly go ahead, just for more support, and slide this back on and put these 3 little silver screws back in. Make sure this is, of course, coming up here like so. Make sure that clip slides in like that. This one, squeeze down, slide in. You'll know because the screws will be in alignment. This goes in here, put the screw in there, and screw in there. Don't bother retaping those screws unless you really want to. All right, so we've gone ahead, we've plugged this back in just to double check. As you can see, up, down, up, down. We now know actuator is replaced. Go ahead, bring this up and in. Got to make sure it comes out the same hole. And as it does, just guide those rails around the door framing, so that way they're not going to get caught. And this is definitely the worst part of it all, is just going to be bringing these up. Let's see here. That's there, this is here. Course, tough plastic. Slides in there. Oh, that's why I'm trying to go higher than it needs to go. Go figure. We've got our screw right here, and these screws right here. I would lightly just put these screws in. Don't tighten them up yet. Leave it sort of loose, and I'll tell you why. If you leave it sort of loose, then when you go to slide these rods back in, you have some play room in the whole system. So don't tighten them in, like don't crank them in, just tighten them, or like put them in loose. So with the window rail, you'll be able to see the window right here. Make sure the window slides up in here. If you do that and you slide this up the window, you'll just have to give it a little bit of pressure and it'll go in. Just be careful, it is glass. So again, you're using this as a guide hold, you can see it. We bring it up, we get it in position, we'll know because we can see that. And as we go up and in, making sure, again, going up the window there, and just by making sure we slid up the window, this screw will now line up. Make sure you give it a nice pressure bit though. There, you heard that clink? It just made sure it slid in, and look at this, we should, there it is, the screw now lines up on here. We'll go ahead and put that in. We'll definitely make sure the window actuates up and down before we put the door card on. As you can see, the window is actuating up and down. We didn't show you it going down just in case it smashed into a smithereens. Don't forget to put the 10 mil in, then tighten up all your screws. Once you do that, just massage this nicely and it should stick again. Again, when we go to put the door panel on, make sure that slips, and then clip the little white clip on and put them all throughout the door again. And these, of course, go on afterwards. Just make sure they pop out the top of the door panel. Don't forget to plug in your little green wire, otherwise your light on the bottom won't work. Again, just guide those back through there and make sure you plug in the light for the bottom. That little green one goes in here. We'll go ahead and slip it up and just make sure you can grab those connectors. Like me, and you took the up and down pin off when you took the panel on, go ahead and screw it on now. That way you can just slip this door card back on. I always like to remove it when I take it off, but when I put it back on, you know how it goes, so you can just screw it on and then slip it over the pin with no lip on them. One goes right here and the other one goes right there. The one with a little bit of a ridge on it, they go in here. Go ahead and just click that back in, whatever you do, and then you click this one back in and you're good. Before you seat this, just one more time, roll your window up and down. We're gonna go ahead, grab this piece right here. We're gonna slide that or line it up again and then just squeeze it back in. With all doors closed, go ahead and hit unlock once for the drivers, unlock twice for all the doors, press lock for all of them. Again, lock, or sorry, unlock, unlocks the drivers, hit it again, all of them unlock. When you're testing this, I should have said this, but I'm thinking about it now. I might even edit this in a little bit. If you hit and you're testing your actuator and you try hitting lock from the key fob, it will not lock until every door is completely closed. All right, anyways, that's how you fix the door actuator. It's also how you pull the door card off in case you are replacing the speakers. I hope that helped you out. Thanks again for watching. Press like if it did, subscribe for more, and of course, go join a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym near you.